Hey guys, it's Broken Angel, and today we're playing Lucky Day. We haven't done a visual novel for a while, so I thought, let's do another one. This is I wouldn't say spooky, but it's like the possessive kind. So, let's get started. Who are you again? Angel. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Enter. Ugh. Your phone buzzed as you walked out of the office building. Taking it out of your pocket, you spot a new message from a friend. The weekend wasn't too busy for you. Not until now, that is. Hey, could you drop by the pet store and buy me some stuff? It's not too far from your workplace. I need it ASAP. Sent the money already, thanks. Seriously? They didn't even ask if you were okay with doing that? What if you were actually busy? What then? What if right after your prior engagement you had to save an orphan from a burning building? Whatever. You aren't doing any noble causes like saving orphans from burning buildings today. Or any day for that matter. Being the great, wonderful friend that you are, you send off a reply as you get in your car. I like how this is almost like realistic. Strapping in the seatbelt and starting the engine, you drive in the direction of the pet store. As your friend said, it really wasn't that far. Pulling into the crowded parking lot, you hype yourself up to get out of the car and into the store. I feel like I just skipped something then. You just wanted a quiet weekend. You wanted to go home and sleep and indulge in a hobby, but mostly sleep. After a few seconds of mental ping pong, you turn the engine off and get out of your car, wallet in hand. It's gonna be quick. In and out. You could be placed on a speedrun website for how fast you'll get the supplies. With these thoughts hyping you up, you step inside the crowded store. Walking briskly with your phone in one hand, you scan the signs near the tops of the aisles as you search for what you had to pick up for your friend. Oh, ow. Uh-oh. It looks like you bumped into someone. Sorry about that. You help the person up. The person gives you a blank look, though he seems apologetic as he shakes his head. No, it's my fault. I was standing in the middle of the aisle, sorry. He kind of looks like he's going to cry with the way his mouth is pressed into a thin, trembling line. This guy just looks lost in general. What kind of person spaces out in the middle of an aisle anyway? Was he lost or something? Okay. First of all, I space out in the middle of aisles because I forget what I'm doing while I'm doing something. Your question was answered as his gaze wanders again. Anyone could tell that this guy was looking for something but was too lost, and maybe even a bit overwhelmed. It was the weekend and the store was busy. There was no employees around to help this guy. His face paled a bit as he kept turning in all sorts of directions, trying to find something but being too overwhelmed to take a single step forward. You could help him, but it'd be a time loss to the speedrun challenge you imposed on yourself before stepping foot outside your car. No, help him. You may not be saving orphans from a burning building, but you could probably help this random guy. Hey, do you need help finding something? The guy turns to look at you and nods wordlessly. So what do you need help finding? The hamsters? He mumbles it out, looking down at his feet. Hamsters? He nods and looks up at your face. Hamsters. He nods again. It didn't really look like he was looking at you, more like he was looking at something behind you or at your forehead. Maybe he was just bad at eye contact. Okay, let's go then. You look around and spot the sign indicating products related to small animals. Seems like a good place to start. Walking over, you glance over your shoulder to make sure he was following along. He followed closely, though made sure he kept some distance so as not to touch you on accident. It seemed like he avoided touching people like the plague, expertly weaving between people without so much as brushing against them. After some walking around, you two finally arrived at the glass displays. Hamsters were sleeping in the bedding, some sniffing around while others drank water and ran in a wheel. Oh, I really want a hamster. We don't have them over here. The guy you helped had a slight smile as he watched them, eyes soft. His expression was a far cry from the nervous wreck you had bumped into a few minutes ago. Thank you. He was still looking at the hamsters as he spoke. As you were about to turn to leave, he spoke again. Hey, what's your name? If you don't mind telling me, that is. I didn't get a chance to ask. Angel. I gotta go now. Glad I could help. You answer quickly as you leave to grab what you needed. As you walked around the store, it felt like something was behind you the whole time. But whenever you looked behind you, nothing eye-catching was in your vision. Brushing it off as paranoia, you head to the checkout and carry the bags to the car. It's a quiet drive to your friend's house. A dull ache was starting to bloom in your head. You seem to understand why they ended up asking you to do this. The distance you had to drive was pretty far. Eventually you pull into the neighborhood. It didn't take long to find your friend's house and park. Quickly sending a text to your friend that you were outside in the driveway, you lean back in your chair and sigh. Home was so close, yet so far. It felt nice to help someone out. Before you could think about it a bit more, there's a knock on your window. Your friend gives you a wide smile as you open the door. Yeah, I know. Handing your friend the goods, they thank you again. Here, I made too much to eat and I know you love this stuff. Oh, thanks. A $10 bill was sitting on top, held in place by their thumb. You take the wrapped food from their hands. It's still warm, freshly made, it seems. You pocket the bill as well. Closing the car door, you wave goodbye as you pull out of the driveway. You got some good food and $10 in gas money. The thought of a warm, home-cooked meal helps you deal with the headache that was plaguing you better. Maybe this wasn't a total waste of time after all. You helped out 2 people. Surely your good deeds will be rewarded one way or another. What goes around comes back around, right? At least that's what you'd hoped would happen. The following week, it felt like something was out to get you. You were met with trouble at practically every turn, and by the end of the week, you were absolutely exhausted. At its worst, it felt like whatever higher being existed was trying to strike you down in the worst way possible. At its best, it was an inconvenience, annoying you left, right, and as you tried to survive the day. Whichever end of the spectrum it was, each day ended with you stumbling into your home and passing out in exhaustion. Not even the weekends were safe. Your time was taken up searching for your bicycle and frantically fixing tons of errors and mistakes on a team project. Honestly, you wish you could just catch a break already. Enough of this bullshit week. If superpowers were real, you'd probably want time manipulation so that you could pause everything and sleep for 10 years. Unfortunately, you aren't that lucky. Staring at the date on your phone, you sigh and shut it off. It's a new week. Hopefully this one is better than the last. Clocking out and changing out of uniform, you briefly wonder if you should take a more scenic route home. There was still a bit of daylight to burn after all. A few extra steps wouldn't hurt. Walking down the street, you absent-mindedly decide to walk through the nearby neighborhood. A park was nearby, the houses looked pretty, the sidewalk lined with tall trees that swayed gently in the breeze. The ambience and general vibe always seemed to have a calming effect. You enjoyed taking this route after a tiring shift. Passing by the houses one by one, your eyes eventually landed on a yard sale sign. You palmed your wallet. Did you carry cash today? Curious, you followed the sign and eventually came up to a house with its yard full of knickknacks and other such things. The homeowner greeted you as you inspected what was for sale. Nothing was particularly eye-catching, not until you noticed a familiar logo. Picking it up, you realized that it was an official plush from one of your favorite pieces of media. It was produced in limited quantity, with second-hand sales on auction sites costing 100 times more than the original price. You were shocked to find such a sought-after merchandise in such perfect condition, aside from the very light wear and such. The homeowner must have noticed your piqued interest as you were inspecting the item in shock. There was no way in hell you were going to pass up this opportunity. You deserve to treat yourself for once, especially after all that's happened. You quickly pulled your wallet out, asking the seller how much they wanted. Upon hearing the price, you had to stop your jaw from hitting the floor. No fucking way they were selling it for that cheap. Paying out the cash, you walked away from the yard sale a happy camper. Nothing like getting something really cheap. If you could, you'd throw it in a skip and click your heels together like a whimsical fellow living in the Victorian era. You quickly made your way home, protecting your new purchase with your life. When you arrived, you looked for a spot in your house to display your new item. Eventually, you found some space in your room. Settling on a shelf in your room, you make some space and put it in place. You still couldn't believe your luck. Maybe things were taking a turn for the better after all. Huh? You look around your room and then up at the smoke detector. Did it beep? You squint at the detector before grabbing a chair and testing the battery. It's fine. Then what was that? What the hell is that beeping noise? Looking around, you back yourself into a corner. After a bit, you heard another beep. You know what I'm thinking? I reckon someone's taking pictures. It came in the direction of... You stand in front of the shelf squinting. Eventually another beep sounded. It was coming from the newly purchased plush. Picking it up off the shelf, you back up and sit on your bed, taking a closer look. The beep was definitely coming from here. But did you really want to cut it open? You had just bought it, not to mention how sought after this particular piece of merchandise was. Someone's put like a camera or a recording device in it. That's what I'm thinking. Leave it alone, crack it open and take a look, think about it later. I would crack it open and take a look. You carry it to the kitchen and set it on the counter. Taking out a knife, you silently apologize to your fellow fans as you prepare to cut into the merch. It's difficult to summon the resolve to actually start. After a few seconds of staring, you realize there's a tiny little slit in the fabric. You put the knife down and push a finger in. Tearing it open a bit wider, your finger brushes against something hard. Picking out some of the stuffing, you reach in and pull out the small object hidden within. Oh. That's a camera. This is a small camera that was hidden inside the plush you just bought. Okay. You stare at the camera until it beeps again, wincing at the sound. Inspecting the camera, you find that there's a slot in it for an SD card. Popping it out, you leap the kitchen. Quickly grabbing the laptop from your room, you return to your living room and open it up. The SD card easily inserts into the slot and you're able to explore the contents. Oh god, what are we going to find on here? You navigate to the folder directory, oh my god, I can't speak, and look at the contents. Several videos were saved on it and you watch them one by one. As you go through the videos, you come across what seems to be a test recording. Is that? A pair of hands is up to the camera, positioning it within what looks like stuffing. You make a wild guess that this is when it was planted in the plush. When he backs up, you can see his face more clearly. Is that the guy we met from the pet store from like a week ago? What the fuck? You watch in morbid curiosity as he walks to the yard sale and hands it to the homeowner, who seems eager to be able to sell another item. Before you could go through another video, a knock on your door makes your blood run cold. Oh no. You slowly turn towards the sound, grabbing the knife off the counter and walking cautiously to the front door. Looking through the peephole on the door, you feel the hairs on your neck rise. It's him. He's just standing there awkwardly, waiting for you to open the door. A cloth mask is over his face, but you recognize the distinct blonde hair with strawberry blonde tips. You're unsure of what to do at this point. Backing away from the door, you consider your options. Call the cops? No, they wouldn't get here in time. Let him in? No, you're not that fucking stupid. He's definitely going to do something. Run? Well, your car is in the garage. Not a bad choice, actually. As quietly as you can, you pocket your keys and make your way to your car in the garage. Hopping in your car, you grip the steering wheel with one hand, key in the ignition. The garage door opens pretty slowly, but if you time it just right, you can drive out with only a few scratches on the roof. Your life is worth more than a car you got from a second-hand dealership. Starting the car, you open the garage. The moment it's open wide enough, you slam your foot on the gas. Bolting out of the garage, you turn as quickly as you can out of the driveway and make your escape. In the rearview mirror, you can see the stranger watching you drive off. Wait, but if you just ran away, what will he do? Considering your options, you decide to run him over with your car, hit him with your car, turn the car around and run him over, try hitting him with your car. Oh my god, I get it. Hit him with your car. You make a U-turn and drive back towards your house. He's in the middle of the road now, surprised to see that you came back. It looks like he made an attempt to run after the car. Not stopping, you press on the gas, aiming right for him. When he realizes you're about to run him over, he tries to run out of the way, but you chase him down until you manage to hit him with your car. Ooh. Bringing the car to a stop, you step out and look at the man who collapsed on the road. Oh no. Is he dead? Did you just kill a man? Well, he kind of had it coming with the whole hidden camera and showing up at your house stuff. You hope your neighbors didn't just witness you running someone over. Taking your phone out of your pocket, you call the police and text your friend. Despite barely even starting, looks like this week is a bust. Ending 2. Hit and run. Okay. I might do a second run through. So, let's start again. We'll go with think about it later. While you do feel a bit curious, you brush it off and decide to not cut open the merchandise, at least not right now. You feel a sinking pit of anxiety in your stomach, but the guilt of cutting it open wins you over. For now, you decide to put it in a box in your closet. Hopefully you can't hear the beeping from there. After putting it in its place, you get on top of your laptop and spend the rest of the evening browsing the web before heading to bed. Jesus. Today was pretty good. A package would be coming by the end of today. Maybe it was all the stress stockpiling during the last week, but you made an impulse buy when you were online window shopping. Just to treat yourself. You had completely forgotten about it until you woke up to an email from the website. It would be delivered by 9 p.m. A glance at the clock is all you need to keep you pacing around. Any minute now. Ever since you had arrived home from work, you had been biding your time. Catching up on shows, watching lengthy video essays, or just mindless doom scrolling on social media, which is something I do all the time. You tried to distract yourself from the excitement of an incoming package. Another walk around the kitchen counters, check the phone again, look at the doorway. No doorbell ringing, no knock. Another walk around it is. Halfway through what felt like the 100th minute lap around the kitchen, you finally heard a knock at the door. Practically bolting to the door, you opened the door and signed for the signature. Your highly anticipated impulse buy was finally here. Was it worth it? Probably not. But you deserve to treat yourself after surviving the last week. Setting the box on the kitchen counter, you cut open the packaging and unbox the purchase you made. As you were discarding the leftover packaging and boxes, you heard something plasticky hit the floor. Crouching down to pick it up, you come across a USB flash drive. Weird. You didn't order this. Did it fall into the box by accident? Is this someone else's order? Pocketing it for now, you finish cleaning up and head over to your room. Once you're sitting comfortably with the laptop in your lap, you plug in the flash drive and open up its contents. It's hard to stop your jaw from hitting the trackpad. Hundreds, if not thousands, of folders, each labelled with contents. The first folder catches your eye. It's a popular show you had been wanting to watch recently but was taken off the air. Clicking in, your eyes almost bulge out of your skull as its contents reveal every episode in high quality. You quickly back out and start going through the other folders. Music, video games with emulators, TV shows and animation. The flash drive carried everything of interest. Could something like this really be ordered at an online retailer? Whatever the case may be, you're definitely holding on to this. As you explore the folders, you eventually come across a folder that was hidden inside an empty one. Clicking on it informs you that it needs an administrative privilege to enable viewing and editing. What could possibly be in here? None of the other folders so far had something like this. Delete the old files and cherish your newfound gold mine. Open the folder anyway. Ignore it for now. Open the folder anyway. You decide to open the folder. The laptop seems to lag a bit as it struggles to load the contents. However, once it loads, you can feel your blood run cold. Countless photos and videos. The subject varied from each, but they all shared a common trait. They were all related to you. Your house, your car, your belongings, you. A pit begins to form in your stomach as you scroll through the folder. It's practically never ending. Whoever took these photos and videos had been tailing you for the past week. The thought makes you sick. You had been so overwhelmed you failed to realize that you were being stalked. Paranoia sets in as you quickly get up from where you're sitting, looking around. Your window curtain is open just a crack. Closing the curtains, you grab your laptop. Opening your closet, you take a seat in the dark and open your laptop back up. You could use this flash drive as evidence, couldn't you? Would the police even believe you? Oh, this flash drive I randomly found that totally doesn't belong to me has photos and videos of my house. Yeah, right. They definitely believe that. You definitely wouldn't be written off as some nut job wasting their precious time of the police. As you rack your brain for ideas, a light bulb switches on. What if you could investigate things yourself? Clicking on one of the photos, an image of a shirt you had lost. You open the properties for the pic. There. The metadata for the image file. Damn, whoever took these photos used a pretty expensive camera. As you scroll through the metadata, your eyes land on the GPS section. Latitude and longitude. Taking your phone out and opening the map app, you type in the coordinates you saw on screen. The location wasn't too far away. Walking distance. Alright, you're doing this. Crawling out of your closet, you stand up and put your laptop away. As you put a jacket on, you consider bringing a weapon. The Swiss Army knife in the junk drawer will have to do. Bringing an entire kitchen knife wouldn't be good unless you want to be mistaken as a serial killer. I'd take it anyway. Armed and ready, you start heading out to where the images were taken. After a bit of walking and a few detours to avoid being seen by cars, you arrive at your destination. You find yourself in an old park. Nature seems to have been reclaiming the space with all overgrown grass and plants. Checking the map app, it's clear this is where the photo was taken. Some sort of clue had to be nearby. Turning on the flashlight on your phone, you begin your search as you part the tall grass with your other hand to see the ground better. After a bit of searching, you come across a cardboard box that sticks out more than the trash you've seen. It was notably cleaner, and it seems like whoever had put it there was trying to hide it if the cloth over it was anything to go by. Holding your breath, you pull the cloth off and open up the box. It's the shirt you lost, and a sock that you thought had gone missing in the wash. Is that the lint from the lint tray of your dryer? Uh-oh. You can feel the anxiety that had been rising in your chest seize your heart as you go through other contents in the box. Who did this? Why? Why you? In your state of paranoia, you suddenly become aware of something watching you, a presence, right behind you. The realization makes your blood run cold. You barely have the time to reach for your Swiss Army knife before a cloth is over your nose and mouth. Flailing around desperately, you try to scream for help, only for the cloth and hand over your face to muffle your cries. Lungs burning, you're left with no choice but to inhale the cloth. It isn't long before your head grows fuzzy and your body goes limp. The last thing you see is a man with blonde hair, eyes apologetic as his mouth opens to speak. Sorry. Ending 3, Secret Stash. Interesting. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. If you would like me to do the other endings, then please let me know. And I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you. Bye.